Hi, welcome back to my channel. It is Christmas Eve. We're all in one big rush and I got a couple of jobs I got to complete just before I tidy everything up ready for Christmas. Anyway, nice to see you again. It's been a while. What I've got in my kitchen are these boards I've made. I made them a while ago. They've been there a couple of years now, but when I use the OSMO oil, as you can see, they are not in great nick. So I come across this stuff, doing my living room up. This is a Ron Seals quick drying varnish, and this is absolutely brilliant. You can apply 3 coats in one day. Just use an hairdryer or an heat gun in between the coats, and the finish on this is outstanding. So I'm going to do these up. I'm going to make them nice so we can eat our Christmas dinner on. And I got a couple of nice products sold by Axminster Tools I'd like to show you as well. And here's one of the first things I bought. Have you seen these? These little MFT. These are MFT worktop protectors. Now these ones are a bit different to the other ones I mentioned in previous videos. These ones are just a lump of plastic, alright? And the material you're working on just keeps slipping and sliding. These wind me up. So I've come across these. They're not cheap. They're a great price. I can't remember how much they are, so I'll put it on the video on the screen how much I actually paid for them. But these have got nice rubber bits on them. I'll just show you. They're lovely construction, look. Let me just get out in focus. See? They're made out of aluminium. They're well built. They've got a nice rubber on the top. But there, look, see? And they're good quality. So we're going to try these now. See what they like. We don't want any slipping and sliding when we're sanding. But I bought 16 of them. So we're just going to pop our piece on here. You know what, that's bloody solid, that's not going anywhere. Just got to be careful obviously with that, so maybe I'll do it the other way round and then I'll sand like so. So all we're going to do with this video, like I said, is just give us a light sand and then we're going to apply some varnish. Job done. So obviously the best scenario for these, as I was sanding, I did have a little bit of movement, but these are going to be a game changer when you're using them with your plunge saw, because they're going to lift the workpiece off your MFT table and they're going to have a nice bit of grip because they got these nice rubber tops on them, and that's where these things are going to shine. So I am impressed with them. Right, we've given them a light sand now with a P120 grit. And when I originally made these, look, we can see the grain is in different directions. Basically, these were just offcuts of timber, right? And I made them and they've lasted a couple of years. And that's the beauty of timber. You can always re-sand, refinish, change the finish on there. But what I was disappointed with, I don't know if any of you have had the same issue with this, the OSMO oil, when it tends to get wet, it doesn't like dirt, you can't seem to wipe it off. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if any of you have had a problem with OSMO oil in the past, or is it just an oil where you make a product or a piece of furniture and it hasn't got high traffic going on there. So I'm going to have a read of the tin and when I got 5 minutes over the holidays, and I'm going to see if they do state how durable this oil is. But I do know, obviously using a good varnish, it is more durable than an OSMO oil, I think. So I'm going to test this out, and maybe I'm back here in 12 months time making another video saying that I'm not happy with this stuff as well. But at the end of the day, unless these things are tested, unless they're used in a real environment, you're never going to know how good something is. So we're going to crack on with the video now. I'm just going to sand these perimeters where I've done a concave on a router. And then we're going to get a couple of coats of this on there. And I got another new product I'm going to show you that I'm using just for painting these boards then. So these are the new things that I bought from Axminster Tools. They're new to me anyway. So here they are, alright? These are called paint pods. You've probably seen them before. They just pop into your MFT like so. and they got a nice little point on the top. Now the reason for this is to keep your workpiece lifted off the actual bench so you don't get paint everywhere, and what you can do then is you just paint away and you haven't got any damage to your paintwork. So I'll tell you how to use them. All you do first is have face down to start. You paint your back and then you spin this while wet, and the reason for that is you just pop this on here, so the back then has only got 4 little tiny dots left on it, and then we can concentrate and make sure that our face is pristine. Obviously you don't look at a back, it will have 4 little tiny marks on the back, but what these little paint pods do, the paint pins or whatever they called, I'll have a look, I'll chuck it on the screen for you. But all these do is allow you to paint 2 faces in one go, rather than painting all the backs, waiting an hour, waiting 2 hours, whatever, turn them around, then paint the top, turn your back over and realise you've got scratches on it because it's been rubbing around on the table. So I think these are going to be great for me. I hope they're not going to cause me any problems, but they just pop straight into your MFT dog holes. Job done. There's a little tiny bit of movement on them, but these ain't obviously for precise cutting or nothing like that. They are just for painting. So I'll spin the workpiece now on his face. I will get my varnish, which I've got by here, and to apply a coat of this stuff, I found this absolutely beautiful to use. Look at that. It's a nice white colour. It doesn't finish white. It's a clear varnish with a satin finish. And all you do with this is just apply the varnish in the direction of the grain. It is nice and easy. It is simple to use. There's no need to be fussy. Just apply it onto whatever you're painting it to. Alright? And then we lay it off. You have got to use a synthetic brush, which I have got here. This is one of my old Purdy brushes. But this stuff, which is bloody brilliant for, right? I'll tell you what's good about it. You just clean with water. And that's what I love about it. None of this 16-hour dry time. All you've got to do then, once these coats are dry, alright, which it does only take an hour, it is really quick, alright? All you do is sand with a 280 grit in between, a 240 or something, and that's it. You just leave it then, and then you can apply your second and third coat. So if you've got a heat gun on you, alright, or you've got a hairdryer, you can do 3 coats of this in 2 hours quite easily. So I'll just leave that a sec now, and I'm going to move on to my next one, right? I'm going to get another couple of these paint points by here. I'll speed this bit up. I should have more of them somewhere. I'm sure I bought enough to do 2 doors at a time. But you can just keep investing in these, and so you can buy a load of these, and you're going to have a nice little production line on the go. So once you've left this now for a couple of minutes, you just lay the paint off. That's all you're doing. You're getting rid of your lines. You don't see the lines when it dries because this stuff just seems to level out beautiful. And that's it, see? I'll try and do my sides at the same time if I can. Get a little bit on there. Clean them off, and then in the direction of the timber. And that's it. It's so easy to do. You might be looking at this video now thinking, oh my god, look at that, that don't look good, that's going to look awful. You wait until you see the finish on this now. I will guarantee you this looks perfect, this stuff. It is absolutely awesome to use. I'm not dipping the brush in now. I'm not applying any extra varnish. I'm just using what's on my board, and I'm just applying it straight to the sides. Very, very little of it I'm using right now. Because the more you apply, the more of a mess you're going to have, right? Keep laying it off, laying it off. Once this lays nice and flat, in the direction of the timber. As you can probably see it on camera now, it's probably looking different already, I'd imagine. You can see the white fading away. Bearing in mind, this is a back, this is a back. That's what we're doing first. So we're trying not to leave any lumps, that's all we're doing. And that's one, alright? It's as simple as that. It hasn't taken me long. If it was a bigger piece, I'd probably be quicker. I'm just going to get another couple of these paint points. That's what they're called. And they are made by UJK from Axminster Tools. These are absolutely brilliant. I'm impressed with them already. I might sound excited, but when you actually get to a point in your career and you're buying things like this, investing in little things that makes your life so much easier, It's great. So let's just show you what these look like now. So this is them. They're called paint points. Don't know if you've seen them before. This is why I'm doing this video. I come across something like this and I'm just showing you what I've come across. These are absolutely awesome. They're finished beautiful. They're made out of aluminium. Right, they're going to last, they're not going to rust. And then they got a nice little dog slot by here and they just pop straight into your MFT. Whoop, there we go, I caught them. And that's it. Simple as that. So we're going to paint the next one now. That's how quick this stuff dries. Now I've used the air dryer for about 1 minute on both sides and this is completely dry. Obviously, as you know, it's fresh, it will mark easily, it will damage. And now I'm turning over and just getting any excess off because I don't want a mess and I don't want it to look awful with lumps and bumps on there. So I'll just do that now quickly and I'll just spin these around and I will just do my face then. But I'm going to try and get 3 coats on these today. Well, I'm not trying, I am. It's not going to take me long. And the beauty of this stuff is, it's just great. The finish is absolutely beautiful on it. I was really impressed. So I'll crack on with these now and speed it up. So what I've done now, I've dried these quick. Now we're only 15 minutes in and I've got a coat on both sides. So what I've done now is I've moved my paint point and now I'm going to use my UK, what are they called? UJK from Axminster Tools. So I'm going to use these protectors now so I can lightly sand these without damaging my face. This varnish asks is you just sand with a 240 grit in between coats. Now I've only got 280 and the finish I done on my living room windowsill was lovely. So all we do is lightly rub the surface, alright? We're not going wild, we're just taking a little bit of the top off, taking out any little lumps and bumps that's left on your first coat. Alright, try and go with a grain mind is best. And that's it. That's all I do sand them. And I'll just go over with a hoover now and just clear any of the debris off the top. And that's it. Just follow the grain. No need to go wild on the sanding like I said. And then you're ready for your second coat. Now these worktop protectors are being great. And that's it. Clear. So the back has had a second coat. Now I'm about to do my top coat on the front. Now, like I mentioned before, these paint points, alright, what they do, this one's tricky to get out there, I'll just do my head in. Right, what these paint points do, alright, which some people might think, oh, what a waste of money, I don't want to buy them, alright, I'll explain to them what they do now. So all these do, there's something in there and it's not seating right. Right, all these do, alright, is they actually lift your workpiece off your bench you're working on. So what it does, it allows you to paint the back, paint the face, but also paint the sides. I don't know if I mentioned this. So with this lift, see, you can paint the sides as well as your top and as well as your bottom. But like I said, you start on your bottom first. So when you turn this when it's wet, the only marks on the back you're going to have are those 4 little tiny points, which is virtually nothing, but it allows you to paint the face, the back and the 4 sides all in one hit. Well, that's great, isn't it? So what do you think of the finish on this? This is the Ron Seals Clear Satin Varnish. I think it looks absolutely great. Look at that. It's a beautiful finish on this stuff. Very impressed with it, to be honest with you. So that's it. Looks a bit darker on the camera, I'd say, but the oak looks bloody fabulous with this on there. It's a satin finish, not too shiny. Obviously, as we know, with satin. So I'm just going around now, panning around with the camera just to show you. But they've got a nice finish, and we're all done in 40 minutes. So we've done 3 coats on the faces and 2 on the back. I probably should do 3 on the back, but I'm only doing 2 on the back, and that's that. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.